It's been a year since Doom Eternal came out, and a lot has happened ever since. Key contributors of the game leaving the team, and community division, Bethesda's DRM epic fail, the nouveau, key selling points being delayed till further notice, the ancient gods, and much more. Ever since its inception, since day one, I was hyped beyond comprehension for this game. It felt like waiting for Halo 3, Gears of War 2, God of War, and Bloodborne all over again. Very few games have made me feel like a little kid, impatiently waiting for their release. It's a shame that Doom Eternal came out during a worldwide pandemic. I've always been a huge fan of midnight releases. Back in the 2000s, I went to the midnight event release of 90% of big AAA titles such as Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, Dead Space, Resident Evil, you name it, my friend. Something about going to your local GameStop, Gamers, or Game Planet in my case, at midnight to wait in line with hundreds of people that share that same blazing fire passion as you is just so magical, and it makes me sad that I wasn't able to experience that same feeling with Doom Eternal, one of the best first-person shooters that I have ever played in my life. I love my FPS, whether it being going tactical with a realistic tone like Escape from Tarkov, the crazy over-the-top action like Titanfall 2, or the competitive tactical scene like Counter-Strike. There's a special place in my heart for all of them. Halo, Call of Duty, Titanfall, Battlefield, Gears of War, you name it. But there's none of them quite like Doom Eternal and Titanfall 2. It's crazy to think how this game has revolutionized the FPS genre once again in 2020. Whether you like incredibly and astonishing cinematic games like The Last of Us or not, we can all agree that despite Doom Eternal having cinematic cutscenes, that doesn't really take away just how fun the game really is. Before anything else, its software was able to craft a masterclass gameplay loop that keeps you on your toes and never lets you go 24/7. Even after having thousands of hours poured into this game, once I get in the zone, in the fun zone, I lose myself in the onslaughts. Community perception of added cinematic cutscenes into the game has changed for this past year, going from "oh my god, they have ruined Doom" to a simply "I like him." I wouldn't blame you if you thought this was a pre-rendered cutscene. I thought they were too in the beginning, but thanks to the black magic that the art department and programmers from its software did, these cutscenes are all rendered in real time in-engine, meaning that there's no disconnect from gameplay and cinematic storytelling. The game will always look this beautiful, whether it's a cutscene or you are playing the game. One of the first games I played that had in-engine cutscenes was Halo Combat Evolved 20 years ago. I've always preferred cutscenes that look exactly like its gameplay counterpart. It sucks when a game blows your mind with a gorgeous cinematic masterpiece just to hit you in the balls and pull you back to reality with this. Oh shit! We have reached the point where in-engine cutscenes look as good as Blur's pre-rendered cutscenes. Technology, my friend.
Yes, science!
But not everything is gameplay and fancy graphics. Not one department is more important than the other. Everyone in the team contributes a small piece to create a statue. Doesn't matter if your gameplay design is masterclass. If there's not a bombastic soundtrack behind it, it's never going to reach its full potential. Imagine Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Halo, classic Resident Evil without a soundtrack. Music makes humans feel good. When we listen to music we enjoy, regions from the human brain called the limbic and paralymbic areas, which are connected to euphoric reward responses, are activated, which in turn release dopamine. Why music makes humans feel good has been a question a lot of scientists have asked themselves for the past, I don't know, a ton of years. Long story short, the music we listen to are tied in with our emotions, subconsciously, and it is all subjective. The right sound for the right moment. That's what Mick Gordon thought when creating the soundtrack for Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. Probably. Truth is, these tracks are created specifically for killing demons while feeling like an unstoppable demigod. This set of sounds make you feel powerful, something that the gameplay loop in unison tries to do too. I do not need to tell you just how good the OST for Doom Eternal is. I listen to it all the damn time, while driving, in the gym, or when I'm sleeping. My dreams are badass. It's a shame that we will never know why Mick Gordon and Bethesda parted ways. Next to composers like Marty O'Donnell, Michael Salvatore, and Motohiro Sakuraba, he's one of my favorite composers of all time. Currently, Mick Gordon is working on a new game called Atomic Heart. Listen how he makes the track fit perfectly with the game's tone and theme, industrial brutality. You can actually hear a little bit of Doom 2016 there. That or I'm just crazy. As they say, one closed door can open two more. With the parting of Mick Gordon, its software needed another person to compose the tracks of the ancient gods. Come in Andrew Holschultz and David Levi, two very talented individuals that made us hear Doom from another perspective. I was familiar with Andrew's work, mainly his masterclass IDQFA Doom remake and his Dusk soundtrack, which is absolutely fucking amazing. But I wasn't with David, so I had a very vague idea from what to expect. Needless to say, I wasn't disappointed. Exactly, this doesn't sound anything like Mick Gordon at all, and I do not think that's a problem. Mick sounded like two heavy machinery machines were fighting each other, and both Andrew and Levi sound like an 80s heavy metal band trying to make a cover for a video game soundtrack. It is very different, and they both fit the franchise perfectly. In every single area, Doom Eternal is masterclass. I think we can all agree to that. But even a game this good can still be subject to problems within and outside the community. The day of release for Doom Eternal was nothing short of a big success and an epic fail for PC users. The Bethesda launcher version of the game was broken beyond imagination, and I do not mean that on a technical level. Bugs and glitches are always expected to be there on a game. No video game is 100% bug-free, but Doom Eternal was broken in an entirely different way. It was cracked. The Bethesda launcher version of the game contained a DRM-free executable right within the download package, meaning that not even 24 hours after its release, pirated versions of Doom Eternal would start showing in various parts of the internet. That was since patched, of course, but not even months later, Bethesda would actually contract Denuvo to install their infamous spyware, to install their infamous anti-cheat system within the game's files, something that had Doom fans absolutely disgusted.
Now Doom fans, they're not like Disney fans. If Doom fans don't like what you've done, they'll burn your house down.
You know Denuvo, it is one of the most hated anti-cheat softwares out there in the industry, all thanks to how it negatively affects the game's performance and your operating system. Besides that, this time Denuvo's anti-cheat system had sneakingly installed a kernel modded driver within the game, giving the software level 0 privilege on your operating system, something that had the community puking with anger. Needless to say, fans weren't happy with this change, issuing refunds left and right and review bombing the game on Steam. The problems Doom Eternal had weren't exclusive to post-launch updates. Since day one, the game has had one major problem that still haunts its software to this day: the lack of game modes, specifically Deathmatch. Deathmatch was born from Doom, so you would expect that its latest installment will have it as a feature, and that's where you are wrong. Instead of adding Deathmatch, its software decided to create something entirely different that had never been done before, hence the creation of Battle Mode, a multiplayer mode where two demon players team up against one Doomslayer. It is a really cool concept that I do enjoy a lot. Battle Mode has you on your toes the entire time. It is highly engaging and matches can go for a long time. There is a huge community dedicated solely to Battle Mode. Shout out to the awesome Spicy Demons Discord server. After telling you all of that, you will think that Battle Mode has been a huge success within the game and the community, and to an extent, It is. According to id Software, at the very least, the numbers don't lie. A lot of people play battle mode every single day to this day, but we cannot deny that that may be the minority of the players of Doom Eternal. The vast majority stop playing battle mode thanks to the frequent server issues, lag, and poor netcode. It was just frustrating to play. Everyone wants deathmatch to be incorporated into Doom Eternal, yet id Software has made it crystal clear that deathmatch will never be added into the game, and that if they wanted to play deathmatch, they should go, in quotes, play Quake Champions, the other id Software game where only the hardcore fans of Quake still play. Besides battle mode, Doom Eternal was marketed to have invasion mode, something that hasn't been added to the game almost a year and a half later. I understand that developing a game is really hard, especially during a pandemic and working from home environments. Communication is key, and there's not really communication in working from home environments. But one thing that has really made fans of the game and myself a little salty is that id Software, the one developer team that has a rock solid communication and relationship with its fans, doesn't tell us anything about what's happening with invasion mode, something that I find incredibly weird. But despite all of its problems, internal and external, Doom Eternal has become one of my and a lot of people's favorite game of all time. Its bombastic soundtrack alongside its masterclass gameplay design and its ridiculous self-aware lore and narrative, Doom Eternal is a game that you should definitely play, even a year later after its release. But Midnight, what about the Ancient Gods? Oh, I'll be talking about the Ancient Gods extensively on another video, so subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, my friends. Special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters and a huge thank you to all of my chat slayers: InfinityX117, Cole Thompson, Jack Attack Hero, The Boss Bass Icon of Sin, Kudu Kenshi, Doomslayer471, The Regular Dude, Elite Chun, Chosen, Hanthor, General Clipto, Unknown User Zero, Awesome Bro, Florian Hablo, and Grayson West. Thank you guys so much for your incredible support on the Patreon page. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting me on Patreon, I'll greatly appreciate it. And so okay Spartans, thank you so much for watching this video, have an awesome day, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Adios, bye.